In vines, dense foliage, and the faint rays of sunlight breaking through the thick canopy. The sounds of nature surround the scene, distant bird calls, the faint rustling of leaves, and the buzz of insects in the humid air. The gorilla approaching the river cautiously. Its massive form is powerful and commanding, with every muscle visible under its thick, dark fur. The gorilla pauses, standing near the water, as it becomes aware of the crocodile lying motionless but alert at the water's edge. The crocodile, partially hidden in the muddy, green water, has only its eyes and the ridges of its rough back above the surface, giving it an eerie, almost ghostly appearance. The gorilla's eyes narrow as it observes the crocodile with a mix of curiosity and caution, while the crocodile remains perfectly still, waiting and watching. Slowly, the gorilla rises to its full height, puffing out its chest in a powerful display of dominance and control over its environment. It beats its chest with a rhythmic, thunderous sound that echoes across the river, warning the intruder of its strength and presence. The air becomes thick with tension as the two creatures lock eyes, each sizing up the other with an intense, primal focus. The crocodile, a formidable predator with rough, scaly skin covered in scars and ridges, slowly opens its jaws, revealing a set of sharp, deadly teeth. Water drips from its mouth as it lets out a low, rumbling hiss, subtly shifting its position, ready to strike if necessary. The jungle atmosphere is filled with suspense, with beams of sunlight piercing through the trees, casting dramatic shadows across both creatures, highlighting the details of the gorilla's fur and the crocodile's ancient scales. The surrounding jungle teems with subtle movement, leaves rustling, a few birds taking flight from the trees, insects buzzing around, adding to the immersive feel. The gorilla leans forward, muscles tense, fists clenched, while the crocodile inches forward, creating gentle ripples in the river's surface. As they stare each other down, the moment captures the raw power and survival instincts of both animals, frozen in a suspenseful scene that perfectly encapsulates the harsh beauty of the jungle. The sounds of the jungle are alive and rich, with the faint calls of distant monkeys echoing through the trees, the chirping of birds, and the soft rustling of leaves as insects buzz in the humid air. Where the jungle opens up to the muddy waters of a slow-moving river cutting through the landscape. There, emerging from the foliage, is the gorilla, colossal figure, each step exuding strength and purpose. Its fur is dense and dark, slightly damp from the jungle's humidity, and its muscles ripple beneath the surface as it moves, alert and cautious. The gorilla pauses at the water's edge, its eyes narrowing as it senses a presence lurking just beneath the surface. Partially submerged in the muddy water, the crocodile is almost invisible, perfectly camouflaged, with only its rough, scaly back and cold, watchful eyes breaking the water's surface. The crocodile is massive, its body covered in a thick armor of ancient scales, each ridge and scar telling a story of past battles. It remains motionless, a silent predator, with eyes fixed on the gorilla, waiting with a calculated stillness. The gorilla, sensing the hidden danger, rises to its full height, standing tall on two legs. Its chest swells as it beats its fists against it in a powerful display, producing a deep, resonant sound that echoes through the jungle, a challenge to any creature that might threaten its territory. Its roar is loud, raw, and primal, sending a wave of energy through the trees, causing nearby birds to take flight in alarm and scattering smaller animals into the shadows. The crocodile responds by lifting its head slightly above the water, its massive jaws opening to reveal rows of sharp, deadly teeth. Water drips from its open mouth as it releases a low, menacing hiss, creating ripples that spread across the surface of the river. The two animals, each embodying raw, primal strength, face off in a silent battle of dominance and survival. They lock eyes, each filled with instinctual intensity, the gorilla's fierce and protective, the crocodile's cold and calculating. The jungle around them is filled with rich detail. Vines hang down from the trees, covered in moss and illuminated by beams of sunlight. Large tropical leaves sway gently in the breeze, casting shifting shadows across the scene. Brightly colored orchids and ferns add splashes of color to the green, vibrant landscape, enhancing the wild beauty of the setting. The air is thick with tension as the gorilla leans forward, its muscles coiled, ready for any movement, while the crocodile inches forward, creating subtle ripples in the water as it prepares to strike if necessary. The atmosphere captures the jungle's raw and untamed spirit, a place where survival is paramount and each creature relies on strength, instinct, and the harsh laws of nature. Every detail, from the subtle movement of leaves to the glistening of water on the crocodile's scales, emphasizes the stark contrast between the power of the land and the hidden dangers of the river.